girls, welcome to Ommy'z World, and that's right, I'm Ommy. Boys and girls, has anyone ever said something to you and you thought it was really strange, like, don't add fuel to the fire? And you're like, what does that mean? Explain, please. Well, boys and girls, what you heard was an idiom. What is an idiom? An idiom is like a phrase of words that don't really mean the word you heard. And you can't take them literally. And one thing about it is you can't break the words apart to get the meaning. You actually need the whole phrase to understand the meaning. Idioms actually make us better readers and writers because it helps us to understand things figuratively. It's supposed to be like a fun way to explain something. And sometimes it's not so fun. Well, we're going to learn a little bit more about it right here at Ommy'z World. So stay with me.
My name is Ommy.
That's right.
I'm in my world. I love teaching little boys and girls. They learn and play every day. So join us and you'll say, welcome to Ommy'z World.
Great place for a kid to be a kid.
Welcome to Ommy'z
Let's
World.
celebrate everything that you did.
Welcome to Ommy'z.
Welcome to Ommy'z World. Okay, friends, we are back, and we're going to talk a little bit about these idioms. You know, there are thousands of idioms in the English language, and we use them all the time, and many times we don't even know we're using them. Like if we say, oh my goodness, it is raining cats and dogs, and we don't want to get out of our car. Well, the truth is there's not cats and dogs falling from the sky. But what's happening, it's just raining really hard. Or if we say, this cost me an arm and a leg, we're really not giving up an arm and a leg to purchase it. I mean, and even few things that we say, we may not even realize we're saying it. Like, oh my goodness, that macaroni and cheese was out of sight. It's not really out of sight because you can see it. So if you understand things about idiom, it's just letting us know that the macaroni and cheese was delicious, or that instead of it being an arm and a leg in a grocery store, those prices were really expensive. Or if it's raining cats and dogs, it simply means it's really raining a lot. Boys and girls, idioms can be tricky, but they work so well, and authors use them in their books all the time, and a lot of poets as well. Shakespeare used to write so many of them, so you'll learn them as you go. And you probably don't even realize it. You're saying an idiom every day at least. So when you say, oh my goodness, that was dynamite. Well, it really wasn't dynamite because dynamite is explosive. Well, boys and girls, take a look at the lesson and learn a little bit more about idioms right here. So let's talk a little bit about figurative versus literal language. So figurative language is like the phrase of words that come together and they have a meaning all together. They don't necessarily mean what each word is saying, like the cat's got your tongue. And we know that the cat doesn't have your tongue. There's a cat, you have a tongue, but he doesn't have it. All right, they're also used in similes and metaphors, and sometimes they're used just to describe something in either a funny way or to describe it in a really large way. Like when we talked about raining cats and dogs, we're just saying there's a lot of rain. That is called figurative language. Literal language would mean exactly what it's saying. So if I say it's raining cats and dogs, you should look up and expect to see cats and dogs falling from the sky. Yeah, that's kind of strange, right? That's the difference between figurative and literal language. Here's an example of it. He ran like the wind. That's figurative because we don't know how the wind runs, and a wind is not necessarily a person that runs, so that doesn't even make sense, okay? So we can say it this way. He ran fast. That's literal. We're watching this person move quickly. That's the difference. He ran like the wind is figurative. He ran very fast is literal. So boys and girls, this week, spend time listening to what someone is saying. Do an idiom search and listen to hear if anybody is actually giving you figurative language when they're explaining something to you. Well, thanks for being all ears, boys and girls. Do you get it? All right, friends, I'll see you back here next week, but don't forget about those idioms.